Hey, if we play that song at 90s night, remind me to tell Jimmy not to come.
Why?
Because he said that if he heard that song again, he might relapse.
Whoa! Yeah, we do not want to be responsible for that.
And that's why I'm never going to do drugs. Because if I did, and I was worried about falling into relapse every time I listened to a Nirvana song, that would take a lot of the fun out of listening to Nirvana songs.
You know,
What do you think?
if we tell him not to come, he'll probably show up anyway, so maybe to be on the safe side, we just don't play Penny Royalty.
Yeah.
Let's pick something else.
Oh, what about Failure? We've never played a Failure song.
That would be cool. But Rick wouldn't want us to.
Rick? Since when do we care about what Rick wants us to do?
Yeah, that was one of those things where as soon as the words were out of my mouth, I knew I sounded stupid.
We don't ever listen to Rick, because we're our own men.
Yeah, but nobody would know the song. Failure wasn't even big in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's cool about it. Like, nobody knows about Failure.
Yeah, well, they are actually having a bit of a resurgence.
And that never stopped us in the past playing our own original songs and pretending that we were playing covers from a 90s cover band that was obscure.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're actually going to be playing a cover from an obscure 90s band.
Actually, you've got a point there.
I think that could be pretty fun.
Have you heard the last couple albums Failure put out?
Yeah, they're awesome.
mellow,
But
but
soft.
good. It's hard not to compare anything they come out with now to Fantastic Planet. That's their, what do you call it? It's their,
That's their Nevermind.
yeah, but their Opus Grande? No, that's not. Opus Magnum. Opus Magnum?
Oh, yeah. Trojan Magnum. No.
I don't think that's the one.
Cougar Magnum.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's the one either, but at least you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, how many times have we sat on that couch listening to Fantastic Planet? Probably like 2 or even 3.
No, it's like 13 or 14 while playing Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be one of my top 15 albums from the 90s.
Yeah, totally. Because with that album, I think you could call that band grunge.
No, Ken Andrews was born here in Seattle, but Failure as a band, they came up in the LA scene.
California grunge.
That's a subgenre.
Okay, then what are they?
Space alternative rock.
Space? How does that even relate to music?
I guess because it sounds spacey.
What does that even mean? Yeah, we're in space, but have you ever thought that we're actually on a spaceship called Earth, Steve?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I heard them say that.
So they called themselves space rock?
I can't remember. All I know is I don't remember anyone calling them space rock in the 90s. That started after they reunited.
That's even dumber than just calling them grunge.
They can't be grunge.
Way dumber.
The band isn't from here.
Okay, but listen to their sound. They're obviously influenced by Nirvana and your beloved Alice in Chains. And, you know, if you think about it, there's even a little bit of Soundgarden mixed in there,
Well,
here and there.
subliminally, Soundgarden influenced pretty much everyone. You can find a Soundgarden influence on almost every album released in the 90s if you look hard enough.
Not much Pearl Jam influence, though.
Of course not. Pearl Jam didn't bring anything new to the table. There's Mudhoney in there, though.
Oh, yeah. Big time Mudhoney influence and Green River.
Oh, total Green River. I mean, Green River is like Soundgarden in that sense. They influenced anybody who was ever called alternative rock, whether they knew it or not, even if they never heard them.
Yeah, all those direct grunge influences, and you're still not willing to call them grunge?
It's not my call.
You sound like a major hypocrite right now.
I'm not in charge. You know that.
Is that the right word?
Ken Andrews moved to San Diego when he was 13 years old. So he wasn't even in Seattle when he was a teenager. Those are your most formative years when it comes to music.
Forget your stupid rules, man.
They're not just mine.
Oh, you got way too many rules. It's not fun to have so many rules, is it?
I don't know. A little bit?
Are you having fun with all your rules, Steve? Does that make it more fun for you?
I don't know. Not when you put it that way.
Not for me.
Oh, really? What? Sorry, man. I thought as long as we were jamming, we were having fun. Even if there was a ton of rules.
I'm sorry, man. I'm ready to let go of all the rules because I feel like the rules are keeping us trapped in a little box, a heart-shaped box, if you will.
Oh, nice.
And it's not even shaped like a heart. It's probably shaped more like whatever the opposite of a heart is. That's what it's shaped like.
Well, the shape can be irrelevant. We're talking metaphysics here.
Why can't grunge be all inclusive? You know, we spawned the best music genre ever.
Yeah, we did.
Let's just let everyone who wants to play it.
It's not up to me.
Isn't that better, Steve, than trying to keep it into a little box that's not even shaped like a heart?
You must not even be able to hear yourself right now. As somebody who was front and center to the grunge explosion, someone who was born and raised in Seattle.
No, I wasn't born here. I moved here when I was 3.
Yeah, but it was less than 50 miles east of here, so that's close enough. Plus, it was a hippie commune, so wouldn't you guys have had a Seattle mailing address?
Well, we had no mailing address, and that's the way we liked it.
You wouldn't have been part of that decision if you were only 3.
Well, I mean, that's the way I liked it, at least. That's the way I like it now.
Me too. Julian doesn't tell people where I live.
You see, Steve, when I was a child, I had a green pasture to frolic amongst the butterflies. Have you ever had that, Steve?
Oh.
Probably not. And I think you might need to go touch some grass.
I don't want to.
Bro.
I'm a city guy.
That's not the life I want for you, Steve. I want you to feel the joy of frolicking in the wild greenery. That means, outside.
No, we're getting off topic here. My point is, you're still from Washington, which is all you need to count as grunge. You were still raised by the lyrics of Kurt Cobain and Lane Staley, just like me.
Yeah, those were 2 of the best parents I've ever had.
Yeah, me too.
Except for in your case, where you allowed them to turn you into some kind of gatekeeping, obsessive, compulsive,
Don't say it.
grunge gatekeeper.
Well, maybe we need gatekeepers. If people like you were going to let everyone in. The other guys in failure are all from California.
Everybody is worthy. Don't you think, Steve? Come on. And if you say no, I'm going to get so mad, I'm probably going to smash one of your cymbals or maybe kick your bass drum. Not hard enough to cause any damage, but it will make a loud sound.
Well, that would be a disproportionate punishment to the crime.
Gatekeepers think they're better than everyone else.
Hey,
Is that what you are?
at least I'm not as bad as the guy who was at Brody's last week.
Who, Craig? Oh yeah, that was hilarious. His voice cracked it right in the second chorus of No Rain. It was like, all I can do.
No, not Craig.
That was good.
I'm talking about the guy who said Nirvana isn't grunge.
Oh yeah. That was weird.
They were the grunge band. The face of grunge. They didn't invent it, but they sure as crap put it on the map.
Didn't he say Soundgarden was the only grunge band?
Yeah, and Melvins.
Can you have a genre if there's only one band that is in it?
No, he said Melvins too. But the fact that he made a point to emphasize the word the in front of their name every time he said it should give him no credibility.
So that's why you think he has no credibility?
It's not the Melvins. It's just Melvins.
I think maybe it was more to do with the fact that he thought that Tad wasn't grunge just because they didn't come right from the center of town.
Nothing he said made sense.
They weren't from the center? Who cares?
And people think I have strict rules about what grunge is. This guy was crazy. He said the band had to be right from the middle of downtown Seattle, and that's why Nirvana and Alice in Chains don't count. But Mudhoney is from right in the middle of town. And he said they didn't count either.
Okay, Mudhoney is grunge.
Tell me about it.
If anyone is grunge, it's Mudhoney.
And Melvins are from Montesano, which is right by Aberdeen.
They stayed with Sub Pop, they still are with Sub Pop.
But Nirvana isn't grunge because they're from Aberdeen? This guy listed his criteria for grunge and then broke his own rules.
Hey, kind of like you do.
I don't do that.
Good thing you didn't try to tell him Candlebox was grunge.
I told you, that's not funny.
Okay,
I didn't like the guy. Okay, when he first showed up, he made a couple of points I agreed with, and you guys thought I was going to be best friends with him. But then it turns out he was a total idiot. I didn't agree with anything else he said after that.
I get it.
He made that one Courtney Love joke that I laughed
Settle down.
really hard at.
Settle down.
But that doesn't mean we're best friends. Like,
Dude.
I didn't like the guy.
Are you okay?
You guys think I liked him?
I get it. No, I get it.
Rick was being a dickhead about it.
You're right.
Like when Darren called me his BFF, like what does BFF even mean? Like I know that's some sort of stupid term that kids are using now, but like,
Calm down.
like,
You all right?
screw Darren. Darren can go do whatever he wanted to do with that guy. I didn't like him.
Can we have a conversation without you freaking out for 5 seconds?
The guy thought that just because he sold weed to Andrew Wood, that he was some sort of ultimate authority on grunge. I should have called him out for introducing Andrew Wood to a gateway drug.
That's right.
Because that's what weed is.
Rest in peace, Andrew Wood. The greatest frontman of all time.
Definitely.
Like, one of the greatest of some of all of the time.
And you know, I know Mother Love Bone doesn't sound grungy, but they were one of the originals.
Yeah.
It's not like Pearl Jam sounds grungy.
Well, that guy said Pearl Jam definitely wasn't grunge. He said they were basically classic rock.
Yeah. What does that even mean? Like he started calling them classic rock in the 90s when they were new?
I'll let it slide.
He would have sounded like a blithering idiot.
I like classic rock.
Just like when he said Jerry Cantrell is from Tacoma, and that's why Alice in Chains is alternative. I would have called their first couple albums heavy metal, if not grunge.
What did he say about Green River? How did he argue that they weren't grunge?
Green River was conspicuously absent from his rant.
Huh.
Because they were probably the one band he wasn't cool enough to know.
Because even that guy wouldn't have the balls to say Mark Arm isn't grunge twice.
No kidding. If Green River and Mudhoney aren't grunge, then nothing is grunge.
Oh, what if he was the Green River Killer?
You know, Scott, normally I'm used to you saying something stupid right about now, but that would explain the guy's attitude problem.
Thanks.
Wow. We did it again. We went from talking about an awesome song to completely killing the mood.
Yeah, back to now.